Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 11, Round 1 of the Chase here in the Wanted Goons Cup Series here in CTC and SRL. Tonight, we're at the illustrious Chicagoland Speedway to start off this chase. Points up on the right side of your screen heading into tonight. Going to be 135 laps around this mile-and-a-half oval. Got 34 cars in session right now. And there is your top four in points. I'll actually blow that up for everybody to make sure you can see it. Garrett Wolfbarger, Blake Giglio, Hayden Lowell, Patrick O'Keefe, all in the top four right now. That is going to cut off in 4 weeks' time, including tonight. Then after that, those top four drivers at the end of 4 weeks will race in the championship race at Phoenix. So tonight, starting their journey to that championship four, qualifying underway right now. And we're going to look at one of those drivers who looks to be a championship favorite right now, Garrett Wolfenbarger. Time starting to come in. Nolan Walker, top of the board for now in the 77. The Jasper Engines Ford Mustang. Cole owns second, Ian Montrose third, Dakota Lee just jumped to third. Nolan Walker's second lap slower. Wolfenbarger about to complete lap one across the line. 29.55 goes to second right behind Walker. Now Bradley Wilson jumps in between them. Ripping that high lane up there. Mateo Ortiz up to second. Ronnie Holmes third now. There's Mateo in the 05. Ronnie Holmes in the 57. Get the points out of the way now. You can see all of our qualifying times coming in. Drivers on the ticker down there with the red stripe on the left side, those are playoff/chase drivers. So keep an eye on those guys. They're going to be the ones fighting for those points tonight really heavily. Obviously, everybody's fighting for points. You can still get money even if you're not in the chase, and obviously bragging rights. So Kenny Frisbee, we've seen him really strong in mile-and-a-half qualifying pretty much the entire time he's been here in the Cup Series, and seen it again, 29.39. That is 300ths better almost than the 77 of Walker. Kenny Frisbee still top of the board. Casey Graves puts it fourth. Starting spot there for the 01, second amongst the playoff drivers. Blake Giglio, not quite the qualifying effort he wanted. He puts it 16th in the 16 car. Like pretty much everybody has put in a lap now. We have 45 seconds left, so nobody would have time to come back out and run some more laps. So that's going to do it for qualifying. And we'll take a quick intermission and we'll be right back for the start of this race. All right, everybody, welcome back. Go through our grid. Starting on the pole for tonight's race, Kenny Frisbee in the number 18. This might be one of Kenny's last weeks here in the Cup Series, so we appreciate everything he's done for the series, and well, hopefully he can go out with a win tonight or next week. That'd be awesome to see for him. Hopefully he can come back soon, but starting on the pole tonight, good place to be. Nolan Walker going to start second. Mateo Ortiz starting third. Casey Graves starting fourth. Ronnie Holmes, Hayden Lowell both taking drive-throughs for at-fault points, so they're going to start from the rear. Bradley Wilson starting in seventh. Patrick O'Keefe in eighth. Garrett Wolfberger ninth. Jacob Peterson 10th. Davis Greenwell in 11th. Davis in a different paint scheme tonight. Cole Owen in 12th. Dakota Lee going to also start from the back. Matthew Blackley 14th. Brantley Bryant 15th. Jeff Price 16th. Blake Giglio 17th. Ian Montrose 18th. Kobe Stidham starting from the rear. Ryan File 20th. Wyatt McCombs 21st. Jeremy Scherer 22nd. Dalton Hayes 23rd. Garrett Warren 24th. Cody Cleaver 25th. Cliff Bones 26th. Daniel Llewellyn 27th. And Jonathan Lager 28th. Gabriel Truesdale 29th. Nick Cooper 30th. Kevin Aguilar going to start from the rear. Brian Jackson 32nd. Going to start from the pits. Jamal Collins 33rd. Dave Hoytsma 34th. And Jonathan Rains also starting from the rear. Let's see if we can get a word with our pole sitter quick. Never mind, the race started a lap early. Sorry about that. Green flag in the air. That's mildly annoying. Oh, big wreck. The 50. No, who was that? The 91 of Jeremy Scherer, hard contact in turns 3 and 4. That's going to put us under our first caution of the night. Back it up, see what happened to the 91. Oh man, 25 of Gabriel Truesdale looks like it's up into the left rear of the 91. Let's back it up a little farther, see how it starts. Into 3. Yes, 25 just looks like he washed up into the corner. Right now on board with the 25. Alright, so that puts Nolan Walker out front. He is currently our highest running playoff driver. Obviously, one more time in case anybody missed it. Red stripes to the left of the names and positions on the ticker indicate a playoff driver. So you can see first, second, fourth, fifth. All playoff drivers there. And a few more sprinkled around. We got 12 in total. And I think we actually have a few missing tonight. I'm not seeing the 7 of Brad Patton, who has had a really good career here at Chicagoland. So really tough start to his playoffs. Missing one of his best tracks. And bigger news here is most of these guys were not able to serve the drive-through penalty because the caution came out on lap 1. They're going to have to try again. Alright, let's get a word with Kenny now that we're actually under caution. Hey, Kenny, it's Lucas. You got me?
Hi.
Hey, man. Well, sorry about pulling you in coming to the green. For some reason, it didn't add a lap. Thought I had another lap to talk to you, so hopefully I got you back in there before I screwed anything up. But let's get your pole sitter interview and how we feeling about your night.
Good. I think it's going to be a little chaotic at first, so I'm kind of just trying to ride and not necessarily super save, but just let people burn their stuff up front if they get to that point, and try to be there at the end. Hopefully we get some good green flag laps in. Love Chicagoland. I think it's going to be great. Outside of that, just happy I got it on pole. I think it's like my second or third pole in the series, so I'm just happy about that.
Yeah, man, showing a lot of speed in qualifying, and see if it transfers to race, man. Good luck. Hopefully we're talking to you at the end.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so he did get cycled back to third there after the immediate caution. I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, a lot of lanes to pass here. Obviously, if he can get past that quick, he can do the same thing to these guys, so see if he can do that. No Walker in control from the outside lane for New Green this time by. Green flag back in the air here at Chicagoland. Lone Walker takes us back. A lot of contact off of 2 right there. And the 25 of Truesdale goes around. No caution, he's sliding through the grass. Looks like no contact for that 25 with the inside wall, so we continue under green. All these drivers coming down to take their drive-through penalties. Looks like they all make it on. No issues there. Battle for the lead. Bradley Wilson going to take that lead over. Gabriel Truesdale going to take it down pit road. And, oh man, huge contact on the front straightaway. Mateo Ortiz is stopped on the outside wall. No caution. Battle for the lead. Looks like Ronnie Holmes trying to stay on the lead lap just ahead of these leaders who are battling for the lead. The 77 and the 51 right there, side by side. Ronnie Holmes out front, but he is 1 lap down. He's the first car up here ahead of this pack, but he's actually in 29th. Same with Hayden Lowell. He is ahead of the leader of the 51. They're both on the lead lap right now. Kevin Aguilar in the lucky dog position. He's hoping those two stay in front of the leader when a caution comes out, and he can get that lucky dog. Gabriel Truesdale's gone 2 laps down. Mateo Ortiz is on pit road. Looks like he got race-ending damage from that. Cody Cleaver as well on pit road. Those two both 3 laps down. Now these two are fighting for 28th, or 29th. I mean, they really should just be riding in line at this point. They're both ahead of the leader. They really have nothing to gain going side by side. "13 laps into the race. Stage 1 ends at the end of lap 34. We'll take a look at the tail end of our top 10. I'm bold with Matthew Blackley here in 10th. You see top 8 all under a blanket right there. And we got Cole Owen and Matthew Blackley here on screen, a little bit off. Owen Walker trying to hold off Garrett Wolfberger here. Swatting flies there. Looks like he got pretty loose off turn 4. But he's holding off that 32. He's also got the 18 and the 20 there. Hungry for that spot. Meanwhile, the 51 trying to put the 56 back a lap down. Caution is out. Big wreck off of turn 2. Kobe Stidham involved, Truesdale, and Legger. Take a look at what happened. Looks like it's going to start around the 36 and the 98. 36 just gets loose in 1 and 2 and hard overcorrecting to the outside wall. The 25 gets in there late and hits him. Bradley Wilson going to take the inside lane. Alright, coming back to the green flag. Green flag back in the air. Bradley Wilson out front. Contact for second. Nolan Walker, Garrett Wolfberger get into it right there. Now blocking for third. They are 3-4 wide throughout this field, all spread out. Bradley Wilson going to lead lap 19. Walker to second, Wolfberger still in third, Frisbee looking for third as well. Patrick O'Keefe in the 71, new look for that 71 car. Oh, he gets in the wall right there. Wolfberger closed the door on him, and oh, the 5 car, I think, just went around. Jonathan Rains on the backstretch. He looks like he saved it, no caution. Apologize for the radio silence right now. Trying to fix an issue on the back end with our race control systems. Oh man, the 77, very loose off turn 2, was able to save it. A lot of battling going on for the tail end of this top 10. Owen trying to hold off Dalton Hayes for this 10th spot. Dakota Lee as well. Came from the back this race, so away from back there in the 30s. Now up here almost inside the top 10. Making a move 3 wide middle in turn 2. Still 3 wide as they come off. A little bit farther up front, O'Keefe and Walker battle for third. So Wolfberger up to second, O'Keefe to third, Walker in fourth. Giglio inside the top 5 now. Dalton Hayes able to get by and get into 10th. Dakota Lee 11th, and Ryan File gets up to 12th. All top 5 are playoff drivers. Actually, all of our top 6. 8 of our top 10 all in the playoffs. So guys battling for points as we come to 10 to go in the stage. At the end of this stage, top 10 will pay out in points, so any playoff drivers outside the top 10 are already going to be at a disadvantage to those in the top 10. That goes for, I think, 57 and the 56, as well as the 35. Like I said, oh man, is that Casey Graves? Casey Graves goes around off turn 4, as well as the 77 of Nolan Walker. The 16 of Giglio. Huge wreck here. Hayden Lowell, so many playoff cars get destroyed. How did this start? The 77 of Walker. Let's back it up here and see how it starts fully. 16 looks to the inside in 3 and 4. 77 closes the door and maybe gets a little arrow loose and kills the 16. The 01 gets a piece. Let's tag along with the 16 here and see what kind of aftermath we're talking about. That killed so many playoff cars. We do have a lot of cars down pit road here. Yeah, Cody, it's been rough for you. Sorry, I just saw that. Alright, coming to 6 to go in stage 1. Dalton Hayes stays out along with Jacob Peterson trying to get some stage points. Pretty much everybody else comes down for at least 2 tires. Here we go, green flag back in the air. 51 makes the move to the inside. Up to Wolfenberger to the lead. Actually, 5 to go on the stage. We have another caution. Ryan Feil, one of those involved, along with Jacob Peterson, Cole Owen. Alright, heading into 3, I think that's where it's going to start. The 08 on old tires. Oh, the 09. The 09 was on new tires, I think, so not sure how that started, but here we go into 3. The 09, I think, just didn't know the 52 was there. Just cut across his nose. Alright, so stage results on screen. Going to be a little inaccurate. Wolfenberger gets the stage 1, Bradley Wilson second, Montrose third, O'Keefe fourth, and then it's going to get screwed up now because people are pitting. So, cautions really screw these things up. Alright, coming back to the green. Wolfenberger going to be in control this time around. Green flag is back in the air. Lost a lot of cars out of this race already. It's been one of our most damaging races so far this season. I think ever at Chicagoland. We've never had them start this messy, so definitely a weird one. We got these two wanted Goons cars out front. Montrose in third. Another Goons car in fourth, and then O'Keefe running on our top five. And in terms of playoff drivers that are wrecked out, you got Giglio, Lowell, both wrecked out of this race. Giglio's 8 laps down, Lowell 7. Very, very crazy start to tonight. Same with Nolan Walker as well. I just noticed he is also 8 laps down and wrecked out. So that is 3 playoff drivers wrecked out and are going to miss out on a lot of points tonight. It's going to be very hard for them to come back from that. It's not impossible, but it's going to be a long road ahead of them. They're going to need to get a lot of good finishes from here on out and hope for some misfortune with their competitors. We'll actually pull up our points here as a reminder what the situation was for these guys coming into tonight. Giglio and Lowell had a nice 15 and flow point buffer on the line, so they'll fare all right with this DNF. But it's not going to be good for him. But Nolan Walker coming in, no bonus points. He was 12th. He's gonna. I mean, there's no must win. You can only get in on points into the championship for. So I wouldn't call it a must win. It's a must win probably twice. With how his points are going to look, unless others have problems. So Nolan Walker going to be really hoping something goes his way the next 3 weeks. But now that just leaves, I think, 8 drivers in the playoffs still racing. Bradley Wilson out front, Wolfberger second, Frisbee gets up to third, Montos fourth, Lee fifth. Farther back, Casey Graves, who got a little bit of contact in that incident. I think on the last caution. Looks like he's got a clean car and he's fighting back. He's up here inside the top 15 now. Battling with Cliff Owens. Now Cliff has come up here to the door of Aguilar, who was trying to get around Casey Graves. And he does, so Aguilar back up into 14th. Colton Hayes, the inside of Brantley Bryant. Brantley got a little bit of front end damage on the 52. Just a little bit of nose damage. But I think he'll be alright for now. Probably going to see that get fixed later on in the race. All these playoff drivers, they have red banners, red spoilers, and red splitters. So keep an eye out for that. If you can't figure it out with the ticker, you can take a look at the red spoiler. Top 2 starting to pull away a little bit. Bradley Wilson especially starting to pull away. Top 5 are actually split up pretty far apart. Like a lot of speed in that 51 right now. And a lot of laps to go, and here in stage 2, And I think 2 more pit stops this race. At least 1. See the gap between our top 10 right here. And there goes Boncher. Oh, we got a wreck. Cody Cleaver again. 21 laps down, just trying to make laps, and the trouble found him. Let's take a look at what happened. Oh, this time I think he might have got loose on his own accord. Trying to save it, and couldn't wrangle it. On board with Cody here. He's not fully out of the gas. The car just can't recover. It was about 11 laps, I think, on that run. We are now back under yellow. So Chicagoland historically has put on some very clean racing here in the Cup Series. Tonight has been fairly different so far. Back in our Season 7 race, that was a championship race in that season. I think we had 1 caution altogether. It might have been 0 actually, if my memory serves. Very green flag race, and I mean, I think the most we've ever had in a race was 10 here. Everybody in the top 10 fakes pit road there. We only have 24 cars on the lead lap. We started this race with 35 cars. And there are only 24 on the lead lap, 24 on the racetrack at that. So this has been a disaster so far. Yeah, Jeremy, that was definitely not the way anybody wants to start a race. It's weird. I think we've seen that quite a few times here at this track. Even with our green flag races, there always seems to be this horrible lap 1 wreck that takes a few cars out, and you ended up getting the worst of it. Alright. Fields double file. Bradley Wilson takes the inside. Alright. Apologies. Coming back to the green. Restart for the 51, same with the 32 and the 18. All those wanted Goons cars get up to the top 3. O'Keefe trying to make that high line work. Trying to get back inside the top 5, I'm sure. Wilson out to a 3-car length lead. Now a battle for third as Dakota Lee tries to get past Kenny Frisbee. Patrick O'Keefe trying to throw it 3 wide to the outside. Oh man, a lot of cars grabbed the outside wall there. Top 2 have driven away. O'Keefe gets around Lee for third. Up over Ian Montrose, the 6th spot. Oh, he grabbed the wall right there. Heated battle right here for the 5th spot. We're just over halfway in stage 2. Oh, 18 got a little tight center there, almost ran up into the 1. And, lost a little momentum, having to get off the gas, but he is still at the cooler panel. See if he can hold on to the spot. The 92, the 71 starting to reel in top 2 again. 11th week, and I can't remember car numbers. Still going at it. Looks like Frisbee is going to clear and get back inside the top 5. Casey Graves, the last caution, actually came down, took 4 tires. You guys have 4 extra sets in the pits. So Casey trying to throw a little strategy at it, see if he can make up some track position here in the late part of the run. The newer tires seem to be working right now. Lap times look pretty good. Greenwell, he just got passed by Matthew Black and Dalton Hayes, also trying to get around him on the outside. Blackley having a good night so far. Same with the 10 of Wyatt McCombs, a little bit different look this week in a Toyota. That 10 car looking fast right now inside the top 10 right there in that 7th spot. Frisbee actually starting to reel in this 3 car for the 4th spot. We actually had one of our playoff drivers rejoin the racetrack. Nolan Walker in the 77 got the car fixed and is making up positions right now. 21 laps down, but got a lot of cars wrecked out in front of him. So he's got positions to make up, points to get. And he needs all of them right now. He's in a desperate spot. But fortunately for him, a lot of the field is wrecked out already. So he can get up to 23rd right now. He just keeps turning laps. I think he's got about 10 more laps to go until he gets up to the 23rd. So he's not out of it yet. And I'm sure he's hoping a lot more of the field wrecks so he can get those spots. But we're coming to the end of stage 2 here. 7 to go right now, or 7 to go at the line. Bradley Wilson got a pretty good lead over Wolfenberger. About a second separates our entire top 4 in between each. And Dakota Lee trying to make a move on the 18 of Frisbee. Not quite there off turn 2. He got close. What happened to Greenwell? I didn't see any damage. I think he might have just burned his tires off. I was talking to him pre-race, and he said he thinks that 20 car is going to be good short run and not great long run. I think that's what he said at least. And it seems to be playing out that way right now, but just got to try to cool those things down and regain that track position he just lost. He's not in a terrible spot. I mean, he's 7th highest playoff driver, so definitely not the night I'm sure he'd like dream of or what he exactly want, but it's not bad if he keeps it around there. I think the driver impressing me the most right now is this 47 of Dalton Hayes. Came into this race 11th in the standings. No bonus points, and he is running in the 8th spot right now. On pace to get some more stage points, so Dalton doing everything he can right now. Ronnie Holmes came in 6th with 6 bonus points, so he's about 7 points out from the cut line tonight, so if he can finish 10th inside the top 10, he'll be looking pretty decent. Greenwell trying to get back around these guys inside that top 10 again. Right here for 6th, Dakota Lee. Kind of losing some track position. Might have burnt those tires off a little bit. He falls back to 7th. Wyatt McCombs up to 6th. Greenwell still fighting with these guys, and he has actually got up to 9th now. Stage 2, final lap. No contest for our top 5. Actually, I should say top 4. Fifth spot is actually under fire. Wyatt McCombs might get there on Ian Montrose. But, coming off turn 4, Bradley Wilson going to take home the Stage 2 win. Wolfmarger in second. There are your Stage 2 results. Davis Greenwell able to get up to 8th in that stage, so really good recovery there at the end of the stage. We'll set him up pretty good in terms of points. Now we're going to probably see him back off a little bit again, pull the tires back down. It looked like he was pushing hard. McCombs still trying to get around Montrose for 5th. Not going to do it here in 1 and 2. Oh, never mind. Montrose got loose. The 10 also got loose. McCombs hard impact. I'd be surprised if he didn't have some right rear wheel damage after that one. Hayes and Blackley on the screen. When does everybody decide to come down pit road? A lot of these guys approaching 45 laps on these sets of tires. And more importantly on their fuel, means they probably have a good 20-25 laps left in the tank. We're getting right up to the fuel window to make it to the end if you pit now, and with how cool the weather is, being nighttime, and the way these tires function now, you kind of want to pit earlier rather than later to maintain track position. We see that play out in real life. Short pit usually works out as long as the caution doesn't come out. That's the biggest risk in pitting early, is the caution coming out and trapping your lap down. So I think we're going to see some cars attempt to throw that short pit. But guys like these top 3 already good on points coming in tonight and not looking for big risks. They're probably going to stay out for quite a while. But I think we're going to probably see somebody like Nick Cooper here. He's actually got up inside the top 10, but he's about 6 seconds off the leader, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him throw a bit of a short pit or something. Same with Greenwell or Casey Graves. These playoff drivers who are kind of farther back than the rest, but I mean, they're all up inside the top 10 now, so it could be anybody's guess when they decide to pit at this point. Alright, I got 61 laps to go in the race. Let's go to a crank it up at this thing. That's what I get for doing a crank it up. Caution is out. And that is going to be the 3 of Dakota Lee. Looks like he threw a short pit. So Dakota did exactly what I was thinking. Pit early, get track position. And I think he might have spun coming off pit road. Yep, spun up onto the track. Did his best to not bring a caution out. I think he even towed right here to try to make it not come out, but it was too late. Caution was drawn, and that is pretty much going to eliminate green flag pit stops from this race. Everybody's going to be inside the fuel window now. As long as they pit here. Alright. Looks like Wolfenbarger won the race off pit road, followed by O'Keefe. Bradley Wilson fell back to third, Kenny Frisbee fourth, and Ronnie Holmes top five off of pit road. "21 cars on the lead lap. Nolan Walker was able to get up to 23rd, as I expected. Cody Cleaver actually rejoined the racetrack. He's one lap behind Nolan Walker. And with Dakota Lee now going behind the wall to the garage, it opens the door for another spot. The 77 and the 2. More importantly, 77, as he is trying to get points back for these playoffs. Here we go, coming back to the green. Wolfenbarger going to be in control from the inside lane. The green flag is back in the air. A lot of side-by-side battling going on here from 7th on back. Casey Graves up inside the top 5 now. Good restart for that 01. Bradley Wilson able to get back up to 2nd. See if he can make a move, get back to this lead. Led a lot of this race so far. Stage 2 winner. Dalton Hayes trying to hold on to the 8th spot. Ahead of Davis Greenwell and Nick Cooper. Those 2 playoff cars eager for points. We still got 52 laps to go. O'Keefe trying to hold off Casey Graves for this 3rd spot. Top 5, all playoff drivers here battling. Ronnie Holmes here as well, right behind these 2, trying to take advantage. Casey Graves going to get up inside this 3rd spot, up into the podium. O'Keefe fights back on the inside, pulls him back into turn 3, going to try to throw it in there, take the spot back. Oh, he grabbed the apron. He's loose. Still loose. Still loose. Huge contact and now spinning on the front straightaway. Caution is out, and it's another playoff driver. And that one was just a mistake. On board with O'Keefe into turn 3. And he grabs the apron right here, upsets the car, and was just trying to chase it up the racetrack the whole time and eventually ran out of room. On board with the 18 through this. More time, going to be on board with the 57. I've lost track of the cautions. I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 or 8. O'Keefe, I don't think he had race ending damage from that. It's going to hurt pretty bad. He's going to have to come down pit road here, fix as much as he can. He's going to be way off pace from here on out, but he's not out of it. He's not out of the race. He's going to be, like I said, off pace and scavenging for points the rest of the night. And that's a tough pill to swallow when you were just battling for the 3rd spot. But that's how quick things can change with one little mistake. Pace car going to be off here, and this race restarted again. Going to be 45 to go, and we take the green. Battle for the lead right here. Bradley Wilson was able to hang it on the outside, right on that Fit 32's quarter panel. That's going to give him the edge here in 3 and 4. That middle's really fast. Down into the tri-oval. This is where the 32 is going to have the advantage, the shorter way around the racetrack. 51, good run off turn 2. 32 is going to have to side draft him. He does. He's up there. He's got to pull him back. A little bit closer, Garrett. He does. Hold him back there in the 3. Trying to get him cleared in 3 and 4. He's got him cleared right now, but that's not going to be enough. Maybe it is. Wasn't quite clear off the 4 and gives him the outside again. Caution is back out. Garrett Warren and Daniel Llewellyn. Alright, looks like we have 2 incidents happen here. So number 1 is the 5 of Jonathan Rains and the 82 of Cliff Mullins. And then after that, a lap later, the 04 Garrett Warren looks like gets loose in turn 4. And that brings the yellow up. We got this one from above. Car just got loose. A lot of mistakes from these guys tonight. Cliff Mullins with a destroyed race car. Nothing left of that thing, and obviously no fast repairs in this league, so that's going to probably be his night over. And we get the word in radio chat. Cliff Mullins, too much damage to continue. 21 on Llewellyn, or 23 of Llewellyn in 21st. We'll see if he can maintain a lead lap here. The car doesn't look too bad. The 04 Garrett Warren, that car also does not look too bad, so he should stay on the lead lap theoretically. That'll probably leave us with 20 cars on the lead lap. And Nolan Walker, 18 laps down. He's made his way up to 22nd now with cars wrecking. And with Cliff Mullins wrecking out, that's going to be another spot for that 77 to make up. The way things are looking, he's going to be able to get inside this top 20 before things are all done. Patrick O'Keefe, he's happy to see that yellow. We can get a little bit more damage fixed. That right front looks a little bit farther out. But I'm sure he's still got a lot of repair left. I estimate probably around 5 or 6 minutes of damage he had in that 71. Gonna need at least 4 more yellows if it's that much. We're back to 1 to green. 32 was able to maintain that lead. Gonna be 40 to go at the line. Good restart there for the 32 and 51. They get back to first and second. Ronnie Holmes up into third now. Casey Graves fourth, and Kenny Frisbee running out your top five. Davis Greenwell up to sixth. Davis impressing me tonight. And if he could finish around this spot, he's going to be a championship 4 contender after the 9th race. Nick Cooper still holding on inside this top 10. Same with Dalton Hayes. Oh, Brantley Bryant caught the wall there off too. Kevin Aguilar looks like a decent amount of damage in that 4 car. And he is about 6 seconds off the pace, or off the field right now. He might have just had an issue. 71 of Patrick O'Keefe, obviously still with that damage. He's running here in the 19th spot. And Noah Walker 18 laps down, just riding around hoping more cars wreck out in front of him. And actually, right now, if we get a caution, he'd be lucky dog eligible, so he could get one more lap back. Not that that's going to put much of a dent into it, as he's 18 laps down. Cody Gleaver, 21 laps down. He's also out here still racing, still having fun. Hopefully he's having fun. Chicagoland is always, I mean, it hasn't really mattered. It's always pretty fun here in these cars, no matter what package we're running. And I think these guys have had a little bit too much fun tonight, because they have been wrecking it up, that's for sure. Wilson trying to hold off Holmes for this 2nd spot. Casey Graves has joined the conversation for 2nd. To the inside of the 57 off 4. Oh, the 57 in the wall. I think the 01 might have ran him up the track. Good save there from Ronnie to not get a lot more damage. Cliff, I think that's a tale as old as time in racing. Those part-timers, man. Alec, what's up? Welcome in the chat. Was that netcode? I didn't get a good look at it. Oh, man! Now Casey's in the wall. Ronnie's just fine. I don't think he got damage from that. Might have just scuffed up the right front, but no problem. Zoomed in angle. Yeah, the 57 is fine. No damage to that car. So, even if it was netcode, all he lost was positions. No damage there. Gonna have a lot of spots to make up now. I dropped him back to 9th. But he's good news for him is he's got 32 laps to make up those spots again. He was pretty good on the long run the last time, so let's see if we actually get a long run this time around. Kenny Frisbee battling with Casey Graves, 4th, 3rd. Bradley Wilson has driven away from these guys. He's a 2nd ahead of them, and he's knocking on the door of Garrett Wolfbarger for the lead. Graves crossing him back over. Not going to have enough to slide job him here. He's going to have to try to hang on, side draft him. Casey side drafting. Come on. No, he's just going to get in line. All right. Casey conceding that 3rd spot. Kenny, our highest non-playoff driver now. But That sounds like one of those backhanded compliments, but I assure you, it's meant fully as a compliment. Running up there in third, not in the playoffs, shows that you probably had the talent to do it. Things just didn't go your way. Black flag Casey, I'm on it. Good idea. Greenwell's trying to get inside this top 5. It's to the inside of Ian Montrose. And he is clear off 2. So Davis Greenwell up inside the top 5. And our 4th running playoff driver. O'Keefe is actually able to get up to 16th. So he's made up a decent amount of spots even with the hurt car. Trying to hold off Dalton Hayes now. Jonathan Raines just came down pit road. I think it might be more to it than that. Let's take a look. Got the wall off before. And looks like he just decided that was enough. Dave Hoytsma, he had an issue 4 laps ago with the 98. See what happened there. Scott loose in 3 and 4. And 98 Allegra gets a piece of it. 97 looks fine. Don't see any damage. Oh, I do see a little bit of right front wheel damage. But he decided that was enough. So that leaves 18 cars in lead lap. Davis Greenwell. And we're talking on the radio now. He's got that medium run speed, apparently, according to Davis. And he's up into 4th now. Ronnie Holmes, he falls back to 8th. Trying to make up spots from that contact with the wall. Looks like Bradley Wilson stuck about a half second behind that 32. Going to be 22 to go at the line. He's got 22 laps to figure out a way around this 32 car. They seem to have evened out on speed though. Three wide right here. Nick Cooper to the bottom, to the inside of the 57. 57 was to the inside of the 47. But that top lane in 3 and 4 just seems really good at holding on to spots. Irwindale never forgotten. How does Kenny choke a good finish here? That's a good question. Find out on the next episode. Will the top 5 run of Goons? Absolutely. And 3 of those 4 are in the playoffs, so They're doing pretty good right now. Obviously, they do have one of their playoff guys wrecked out. One of them isn't here, so could be better for them tonight, but they're overall starting a really good race here tonight, or starting a really good playoffs run here in this race. Alec Kane with the quote of the night, Hooper Scooper Cooper in the top 10. Davis closing in on teammate and owner of his team, Kenny Frisbee, for this third spot. Not sure how many podiums Davis has received this season, or gotten this season, but it can't be many. And if he gets one here to start the playoffs, that'll be a statement. This would actually, if Davis finished here, this would be his best finish of the season. Best finish was 5th last week at Talladega. So, it's actually his first top 5 all season. Davis had a really good year in terms of points, but in terms of good finishes, he's just been consistent. So if he can get up inside this top 3, like I said, it would be a huge statement for the 20 team. 16 to go right now. Bradley Wilson starting to fade back from that 32. Looks like Garrett just saved a little bit better tire. And now able to use them later on in this run. Frisbee now almost 2 seconds off of Bradley Wilson. Greenwell stuck just about 4/10 behind that 18. In Montrose about 7/10 back from Greenwell, trying to hold off Ronnie Holmes. Ronnie looking to the inside into 3, down the back straightaway. Sorry, last race, but I meant last week as in the last week of racing at Talladega. We were off last week. Montrose throwing a bit of a slide job there into 1. And Holmes sticks it to the outside. He tubbed him. Ronnie now with the preferred outside lane. And he's going to take over the 5th spot. So a good recovery there for Ronnie after grabbing the wall about 15 laps ago. He goes closer to 20 now. Race is flying by now that we're actually going green. Who knew? It took only having 17 cars on the lead lap to actually go green, but we got there. Wrecked out half the field. Montrose now trying to hold off Casey Graves. And now, Hooper Scooper entering the picture. How did the hill climb go? It was one of the most entertaining things ever. Make sure to watch that on the Wild Horse Broadcasting Network here on YouTube if you want to see that. Beautiful ARCA Grudge Race Championship finale. Casey Graves took home the championship in a crazy final turn wreck, I guess. Calling it a wreck is an understatement. Graves does get by the 1. Now Montro's trying to hold off Cooper, and that didn't work out. Now Nick Cooper up into 7th. Late charge from these True Speed cars. There's a cluster right here from 6th all the way back to 11th. Plant the cones to the inside of Ian. Bradley Wilson about a second off of Wolfenbarger for the lead now. So with 8 laps to go, I think we'd need a caution at this point, or a lapped car wrecking the 32 for them to close in. They're just so close on speed. The 32 is just a tad bit faster lap after lap. And that's allowing them to just kind of tiptoe away. Kenny Frisbee has actually started to reel in the 51. And that also goes for the 20. These two both close to each other. So I don't know. If the 51 continues that slower pace, the 18 and the 20 might catch him before the end of the race. Casey Graves is going to have a bit of a job to hold off this 35. Cooper looks like he's got a lot of speed late in this run. Teammates going at it. Both of them in the playoffs, so every point matters, and they know that. They don't care if they're teammates. They're going to race hard for that extra point. Davis Greenwell, the closest he's been to Kenny, I think, so far. Running a little bit higher entry to get out of that dirty air. Stay along with this battle for 6th. 4 laps to go here at Chicagoland. And I haven't said it all night, and I apologize for that, but a huge thank you to Wanted Goons for #1 sponsoring tonight's race for the Chicagoland 202. And as well as sponsoring the series the whole season. It's been an awesome season, and these drivers have got some good prizes in line. They've already got some good prizes for this season, but championship prizes, huge thanks to everybody at Wanted Goons, especially Kenny, for making it happen. It's been an awesome season so far, and I can't wait to finish it out. But Nick does get by Casey to take over this 6th spot. Looks like we also have a battle here. Matthew Blackley actually got by Ian Montrose, and Ian falling out of the top 10. Really must have overheated the tires on that one car. 2 laps to go for Garrett Wolfenbarger. We talk about statements. This would be a statement win for this 32 team. Got 3 wins on the season. This would be win number 4. And, well, he was on pace to do something crazy last season and ended up starting the playoffs out with a really bad run with a hardware failure. And tonight does not seem to be one of those nights, as he's going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go for Garrett Wolfenbarger. On the backstretch for the final time tonight. Bradley still about a second back. And Wolfenbarger through 3 and 4. And off turn 4. Garrett Wolfbarger going to start the playoffs off with a win and win number 4 on the season. Bradley Wilson second, Kenny Frisbee third, Davis Greenwell fourth, and Ronnie Holmes running at the top 5. And Patrick O'Keefe comes home with a 14th. So all things considered, really good recovery for Patrick. Really good recovery for Nolan Walker, who gets up to 19th with all the wrecked cars. So another good recovery there, and those guys making something out of nothing. But Garrett going to be the biggest headline after this race. Well, let's get a word with our winner here. Hey, Garrett, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Well, it was a crazy start to this race. Luckily, you were ahead of the problems most of the night. So once we went green, looked like you had a lot of speed in that 32.
Yeah, man, car felt great all night. Yeah, just pretty much qualified in the top 10, stayed up there, and luckily didn't get in any of that trouble there. Unfortunately, a few playoff drivers did, and we survived and just kind of ran out the green flag runs there. And once we got that yellow, I think me passing Bradley on pit road both times really got me that win. So thanks to the fake pit crew for getting me out in time. Got out in front of them, and that clean air was just king, man. I sat behind him there on that second run, and just you couldn't catch him. I was just behind him riding, and I tried to save my tires as best as I could, just couldn't do anything. So I knew if I was gonna have a shot, I had to be in front of him. So once we got that restart at the end there, I just kind of just went as fast as I could to stay in front, and just kind of set sail after that. Yeah, pretty good points day overall. Led a lap. I don't know if I led the most laps. This probably be close between me and Brad. Got first in the first stage, second in the second stage, and got the win. So great way to start the playoffs.
Definitely a good way to start the playoffs. Looks like unofficially you're going to have a 57-point gap on the cut line. So it's pretty good going into, but you still got 3 weeks to go.
Yes, still got 3 weeks.
A big one next week, Martinsville Speedway. How we feel
Big
about
Martinsville. Feel good. I like that track. It's a really, really good one. As long as you could keep it clean, which I don't know if we could do that, but we'll get our practice in and see what we could do for next week.
Absolutely, man. Well, any shout-outs or sponsors?
Oh yeah, first one of Goons, everyone in the organization. Appreciate them for letting us come in and run, and been a great season so far. It's 4th win, so hopefully keep getting those. OG Gear for sponsoring all season. Brantley Bryant for the paint and putting the new playoff config on there, so appreciate that. Everyone for showing up and racing. All my teammates, Bradley, Ryan, Kenny, Killa, all of them for showing up. And yeah, it was a fun race, and on to next week.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for talking to us. Congrats on the win. We'll celebrate with the team.
Yep, thank you.
Well, good. We're with our second place finisher, 51 of Bradley Wilson. Hey, Bradley, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, we take home a second place tonight. You did lead the most laps, but that 32 ended up getting the clean air. Is that about how you saw it?
Yeah, it just really need to work on getting off my or out of my pit box. We seemed to struggle with it all night long, kept losing positions, and then just lost it to that damn 32 car.
Well, still, good points night for you. You only took 5 less points than Garrett, so definitely not a bad loss for you, but still, could have had that win, huh?
Oh, definitely. I knew that one restart, I had to keep it on his outside, and we had to get it there. But I don't really know exactly what wreck happened. But Wolfie barely cleared. I wasn't lifting, teammate or not. I wasn't lifting. And I think both of us wouldn't have lifted in that position. Just wish we were a little closer. Maybe could have gave him a little bump at the end there.
Yeah, for sure. But still, like I said, good points night for you. Going into next week at Martinsville, how are we feeling about that one?
Oh God, I I'm just gonna apologize to anyone in front of me because I'm prone to locking the left front up in these things. So
Oh boy.
we shall see.
All right, man. Well, looking forward to it, I think. Got any shout outs or sponsors for tonight?
Gotta shout out One of Goons. Gotta shout out OG Gear for bringing us on board. Wolfie for getting the win. Kenny and Davis for finishing third and fourth. Hell of a run by them. Gotta thank my girlfriend, my family, you for putting this on, everyone for showing up and racing. It's what makes this a lot of fun.
I appreciate you talking to us, man. Congrats on the second. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That was Bradley taking home second. Now we'll get over with Kenny. Hey, Kenny, it's Lucas.
Hey, Lucas.
Hey, man. Well, you took home a podium tonight, started on the pole. That's a pretty good night.
Yeah, very good night. I think I just did a really poor job managing going too fast or not fast enough in the first few stages. So I'm very happy with the third place. I definitely think I could have been tested for a win if I wasn't like so far back on some of the restarts. But I'm happy with the third. I can't complain. My best CTC finish yet. So
Definitely, man. I did not know it was your best finish, so congrats on that. That's awesome.
yeah.
It came at one of your favorite tracks, right? So can't get better than that.
Oh, I love this track. I think obviously I still got a Martinsville before I'm unfortunately out, but this is going to be the highlight of the season for me. So thank you for hosting the league. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you could end the season off with a bang. It's kind of a good storyline right there, so that's awesome. But any shout outs, I guess, sponsors you want to throw out there?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you for running the league and all the admins and everything for doing the things the right way. Best league I've ever been a part of. By far the best oval league that we have out here, and I can attest to that with other leagues that we've ran being not the best. One of Goons, OG Gear, FPS Heaven. My teammates at One of Goons Black. Obviously, Bradley and Wolfie were a little out of my reach, but I still had fun. Davis for racing me hard. Casey and I had like a good 10-lap run where we were just door to door the whole time. And obviously just everybody for running as clean as I can. You know, like we had some scuffle here and there today, but it was a very, very fun race.
It was fun to watch too. Well, I appreciate you talking to us, Kenny. Thanks for everything you've done for the league and with the Wanted Goons, and we look forward to you next season, maybe.
I hope so. You guys have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Kenny Frisbee taking home a third, and that's gonna do it for us tonight. Not gonna be able to bring up point standings up on the broadcast now, but they'll be available on the CTC Racing socials, Twitter. Make sure to check in with Discord if you haven't. You can join that. Even if you're not a driver, you can join the Discord. It's linked in the description. Check in on points and everything if you're curious. But that is going to do it for us tonight. Go through our results really quickly before we head on out of here. Aaron Wolfbarger taking home the win. Bradley Wilson second. Kenny Frisbee third. Got Davis Greenwald fourth. Ronnie Holmes fifth. Nick Cooper sixth. Casey Graves seventh. Wyatt McCombs eighth. Dalton Hayes ninth. Matthew Black running out your top 10. Ian Montrose in 11th. Brantley Bryant 12th. Jamal Collins 13th. Patrick O'Keefe 14th. Good recovery for that team with a lot of damage. Kevin Aguilar, nice job with top 15. Then you got Llewellyn, final car in the lead lap, in 16th. And Garrett Warren 17th. Garrett Warren in 17th, sorry. Jonathan Laker 18th. Nolan Walker, another good recovery from that playoff car. Same with Cody Cleaver. Even though he's not in the playoffs, I want to make sure he gets the eyes on him. Good recovery there. He gets a top 20. So those two both coming back from that huge damage they had early on in the race. You got Jonathan Rains 21st, Dave Hoitzman 22nd, Cliff Mullins 23rd, Dakota Lee 24th, Brian Jackson 25th, Jacob Peterson 26th, Ryan File 27th, Toll Owen 28th, Hayden Lowell 29th, Jeff Price 30th, Blake Giglio 31st. That is a huge blow to him. Blake Giglio 31st place finish. Same with Hayden Lowell. Those two both definitely did not want to see that for them. And you got Kobe Stidham 32nd, Truesdale 33rd, Ortiz 34th, and Jeremy Scherer, final finisher, in 35th. Thank you all for watching. I'm Lucas Hoitzma. We will see you next week for Martinsville. And make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the Gen 4 race. That will be on the DG Swiss Twitch channel. Thank you to Swiss. Hopefully, if he's feeling up to it. He's not sure if it's going to happen, but if it does, it will be on the DG Swiss Twitch channel, so make sure to tune in for that, and a huge thank you to him for filling in for me. We will see you then.